Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land, it is me, Jim, known also as the Sandman Mystery Comics or Mystery Media, whatever you want to call me. Just call me Sandman, that's all good. They just won't let me change my name here on YouTube. I don't know why. And then StreamYard doesn't let me do the intros anymore, so here we go. But enough of that bad stuff. Good stuff. Pulp reviews! That's right. There are, like I was telling you guys before, there are a lot of current companies out there putting out new pulp fiction about old characters, and people are creating their own pulp characters and getting them published by other small presses out there. The one we're going to talk about today is published by this awesome company, Wildcat Books. Come on, man, they have a cat on them. You gotta love that. That's just good stuff. Okay. So check them out. If you are a purveyor of the pulps, you love over the top adventure, you love gun toting manly man action, here you go. Wildcat Books. Check them out. Google them. If not, you can find them on Amazon. Okay. You can find them on eBay. They're around. And this is a brand new created character by Chris and William Carney. They're brothers. Okay. It's called The Adventures of the Scarlet Shroud. He's a little bit Shadow, a little bit Green Hornet, and a whole bunch of pulp fun and adventure. Okay. This is the first book. There's been 2 books so far. And I think they're still writing the 3rd. I don't know. I'll have to deep dive more. And we're going to talk about the 2 books. Okay, books 1 and 2. This first one is a series of short stories. There are 4 short stories in this book. It is 174 pages long, so it's not a big read, but it did take me a while with work, Rachel, and life and all that, going on. So, the first story, and this is what he looks like. You can see he's got a mask covering his face like Green Hornet. He's got the gas all around him, similar to Green Hornet gas. And then he's got guns blazing in the trench coat and the slouch hat, very similar to the Shadow. Yes, those are twin 1911 45s he's using. Okay? And the 4 stories are really good. Okay. The first one, he fights a villain who creates an exoskeleton with, 1930s, 40s technology that is very similar to the cryptid from the 1800s known as Spring-Heeled Jack. And that story is called Dark Night of the Leaper. And it was a really fun, really good story. The second story is about another inventor who got slighted. Okay. And he invents an insulated suit and a electrical lightning weapon that allows him to shoot lightning at people. Zap, 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 zap. And that's called The Bitter Night of the Dynamo. And then the third story, Day of the Vengeful Viper. The Viper is the head of a New York gang. Okay. And his thing is he captures the Scarlet Shroud's guy, the inventor, who makes all his weapons and his, armor for the vehicle and all that. Not his partner that is a Kato-like character and just as badass as Bruce Lee, as I might add. Because he knew him from when they did time in New York Penitentiary to make a specific gas from a plant that will wipe out all the other mob bosses in the New York area at an upcoming meeting so he can take over and be the rule. and he knows he's going to get killed afterwards. So the Scarlet Shroud is out and about on the hunt, trying to track down these people and track down his guy. You know what I mean? Very, very cool story. No superhero crazy, no supervillain craziness, just good old mob action. Okay. And the last story is kind of like not an epilogue per se, but it does wrap up everything. Okay. Which I thought was incredible. Just a nice calm down of reflection of what's happened over, because I think all three of those stories take place over like a 2 or 3 week time. Okay. So it's pretty neat. Pretty neat. And there is an advertisement in it for the second book. The Scarlet Shroud versus Dagon's Disciples. Very cool stuff. Yep. Cthulhu in the second book. So we're going to cover that. Yeah. Yeah. And sorry about the light reflecting, but look at that wraparound cover. You got the deep ones. You got the crazy Dagon tentacles coming out of the ocean from New York Harbor. I mean, it's just off the hook. Now, this book is really good. It's the last 20, 25 pages that kind of ruined it for me, because like, I love Robert E. Howard, right? Great writer. Not just a great pulp writer, but an American classic writer. Right up there with him, man, is H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, he created weird fiction, right? So to see Pulp hero fighting the old ones and the deep ones, I got so excited. Okay, and I was happy. The story is great. It's got the deep ones kidnapping humans out of New York brownstones, whole families, man, clearing out the building. It's got giant creatures with tentacles that are actually sinking ships, okay, out of New York Harbor. Really over the top great stuff. What I didn't like is how they ended, because the deep ones aren't deep ones, even though the big creature is a big creature. I'm not going to give it away. It's a damn good story. Okay. I was expecting it to be a 5-star out of a 5-star book, but because it wasn't really deep ones and it wasn't really Cthulhu, it was your typical evil people using the Cthulhu mythos, getting dressed up as them and using an actual creature to cause panic so they could get away with their grand scheme. That was well done, but I already read that in The Shadow, which The Shadow versus Innsmouth, which was a Dynamite one-shot comic book. So I was a little disappointed they did it again. Well, these guys did it again anyway. So Chris, William Carney, you guys did great on this. Okay. It should have stayed with Cthulhu, man. You should have had the deep ones and Dagon really be there. Okay. That's my only thing I can say about this. So out of a 5, I give it a 4.5. Okay. Really, really fun stuff. And the third book that is coming out, I don't know when. I'm going to have to look for it. It advertised it in here somewhere, guys. So hold on. Let me find it. Now, this second book I got off Amazon, and it was cheaper than buying the other copy. And Amazon printed it. So I think Wildcat Books is going through Amazon for the paper printing. Okay. Oh, yeah. The next book is The Scarlet Shroud Returns in Murder Circus. So obviously that's going to be some big top shenanigans, some kind of crime circus. Sounds like that's going to be pretty fun. Okay. Yeah. So that is my review of the Scarlet Shroud. You guys, if you love pulp, go out and get these books. They're really great. Okay. They're fun read. They're not a hard read. Okay. Like I said, they're about 170, 180 pages each. You can probably finish them in a day or two if you're just, nothing better to do. And if you love pulp, you will love these. It's from Wildcat Books. So look up the Scarlet Shroud on Amazon or eBay. And their other stuff, because they don't just put out pulp heroes. They put out pulp sci-fi, pulp mystery, pulp swords and planet stuff. You name it. Everything that was you would find in Weird Tales and the pulp adventure mags of the 30s and 40s. These guys have new writers putting the stuff out, just like Moonstone Books, okay? So I cannot say enough good things about this company. Get them. Get them, get them, get them now. And you're going to be wondering, what the heck is coming up for your next few videos? Well, I'm going to still continue doing the Sermon on the Mount in another video from chapter 5 of Matthew of the Holy Bible, the New Testament, okay? It's something we all need to hear, and I think we need the goodness and the good word now more than ever. As far as reviews coming up, my next review is going to be about a very obscure pulp hero from the 40s. He only had 4 stories in one of the detective magazines, but he was such an intriguing character. Lots of writers have taken him up. This is published by Airship 27, the new pulp, and it is the Purple Scar, and horror has a new face. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you the lowdown on this book in my next one, my next review, okay, and the character. Very cool guy, very cool concept, and it does have a horror aspect with the pulp crime too, so very cool. And then I just finished this for Occult Investigator October. Kolchak and Nosferatu. There are 7 short stories in this that are all interconnecting with a beginning, a middle, and an end, a prologue and an epilogue. It is phenomenal. This book was published by the indomitable, incredibly awesome Moonstone Books. Check them out. They rock. This celebrates the 50th anniversary of Kolchak and the 100th anniversary of Nosferatu. And not only does this book cover his first Kolchak's encounter with the actual Nosferatu, but it gives me a lot of stuff I didn't even know about the movie and how the movie actually had ties to Aleister Crowley's Golden Dawn and the occult. And we'll deep dive into that in the next review. Okay, so that's 2 reviews coming up. And, of course, more of the Sermon on the Mount. Thank you for watching. May God bless you and keep you all safe in these trying, crazy times. All right. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.